What's up, guys? Average Kiwi Guy here. How y'all doing? So obviously E3 2017 is on at the moment. All the press conferences are pretty much done. They're all been sorted out. And we're sort of sifting through, finding all the great games that have come out of it and sort of when they're coming. All the bits and pieces about them. And one game really stuck with me through this entire thing. It got shown at the EA conference. Well, partially. It wasn't really shown, but it was announced. Then properly shown at Microsoft. And of course, that's Anthem. That's Anthem. The new game from BioWare. And that was like one of the big things that I wanted from E3 this year is, can I see what the main studio from BioWare is doing? Please. Please. Thank God they showed us. Thank God they kind of... Because it's been a pretty well-kept secret. People knew they were working on something, but we never exactly knew what it was. I think a few people thought it was a shooter, so they were like, maybe it's something like Mass Effect or something. Turns out it was Anthem, and it looks pretty damn cool. I think, for God's sake, you get to fly around in an Iron Man suit with your friends, killing giant monsters and aliens. I'll take that. So I've been trying to, go around a bunch of news sites, videos, things that, coming out of E3 and stuff, trying to figure out, what exactly this game's going to be. Because I'm hyped for this. I'm actually hyped. I don't get hyped for games all that often. I'm actually kind of hyped for this. And I've been trying to figure out exactly what this game's going to be. And, when you looked at it from the start, you're like, okay, so this is going to be something that goes up against, a Destiny. And turns out that's pretty much what it's going to be. They said it's a shared world action RPG, which is essentially what Destiny is, with obviously the Division and all that, where you have your own world and you can bring in your friends and you all can all do missions together and all the rest of it. So it's not like an MMORPG where you see everyone and everyone's doing the same quest and you kind of do everything together. Now, does that mean we're going to have dungeons and raids, essentially of what Destiny does with its strikes and obviously the raids as well? Hopefully. I hope it does. I think that would be really cool, to be in a dungeon or a raid with those suits on and everyone's got their own roles. Like you have a tanking sort of, javelin, obviously with the Colossus that we saw. And then, your sort of your DPSs and stuff. And you could even have a support one, one that can repair. That'd be cool. Hopefully they've got that sort of thing. I'd be really keen on that. But that's not been confirmed. They sort of showed this in the gameplay. They showed this area where the guy asked, "Oh, have you been in there yet?" And she's like, "Oh, no." He said, "Well, we'll grab Kim or something and we'll, jump in and, they could use the XP." No, that sort of thing. So maybe that was a dungeon? We're not too sure. They haven't really said. And do they have PvP? Do they have PvP? Like some Destiny where they do matches. There could be a PvP area. I would kind of hope for matches. I think matches would be a better idea where, you go in, you have a bit of structure to it. Not just a freaking kill all, be all area. Kind of like what Division did with the Dark Zone. Where, you can get better loot and stuff. But when you have areas like that, things just go to shit really quickly. I don't enjoy it. I rather have a more structured PvP where you're on matches and whether it's a death match or whatever you're doing, capture, whatever, at least it's got some structure to it, where at least you don't have some idiot just camping one area, just picking off anyone he finds. It gets annoying. It gets annoying. So hopefully that if there is PvP, it's some matches similar to some Destiny. Then I guess, we sort of go into, what is this world really, gonna be like? What's BioWare trying to do here? And it looks very much like a sort of a primal world. It's got a lot of, big, giant, beasts and stuff. They had that giant sort of bear-looking thing that just was wrecking all those wolf things. Obviously, you could probably take them down. They'll be probably hunts and stuff, which would be cool. And then they had those, what are they called? Scars, which look like an alien type, sort of robot sort of thing. They could be like Destiny and have multiple races of enemies that sort of, are maybe you go into a different area, then this is controlled by that enemy. You go into this area that's controlled by that enemy, that sort of thing. We don't know. We don't know. That's the big thing. Like, there's a lot of what we don't know because it's far too early. It's far too early to know exactly what's going to be going on. And it's similar to like the hub that we saw, this big hub area, which is like inside this wall that's protecting everyone. We don't know if it's going to be like the tower at Destiny. Like, is it going to be where, you will see other players, or is it just for you? A quest sort of giver area, things like that. Like, where is this where, story stuff happens out, obviously apart from the stuff that happens outside, things like that. Then obviously, you got to think like story-wise, this is BioWare. This is BioWare, so we know we're going to get a pretty damn good story. We know we're going to get like a lot of RPG elements, because if you're just going to make a shooter, if you're just going to make just a standard like multiplayer shooter, you would get someone like Respawn to do it, because Respawn's already done it. They made Titanfall. This is what they do. When you go and get BioWare to do it, and not only BioWare, but the main studio of BioWare, you're asking them to create you a story, to create you a world, to create amazing characters, because that's what they're known for. That's the entire sort of reputation of BioWare. They made their entire company up on these games where they've created amazing worlds with amazing characters and amazing stories. So you can pretty much guarantee it's going to have a decent story to it. With this amazing world that created, which looks fantastic, by the way. It looks amazingly beautiful, especially with the Frostbite engine. That engine does wonders. It does wonders. It really does. Then obviously, with the hub world, did we see other players? Personally, I would love a room where I can go in and I have all my javelins. I have all my javelins all set up. You can see them how you've kitted them out. You can work on them. I did this in Fallout 4 with all the power suits that you can get. I just want a room where I can see all my babies all lined up, and I'm like, yeah, I'm happy with that. And speaking of the javelins, like, I love how you can have multiple ones, so you're not stuck on one class, which is kind of like the problem with Destiny, where you pick a class, and I'm sure you can change it. I haven't played Destiny in a long time, so I'm wondering if you can. But the fact is, like, you still have your character. Like, you make one character and you go. I'm sure people make a ton of different characters, but you still have that one class. At least with this, you're like, I'm in a bit of a tanking mood today, so I'll jump in my Colossus and and go do some stuff. Or like, maybe, I'm gonna partner up with this guy and he loves doing a tank, so I'm gonna use my DPS, or I'm gonna use my my Ranger because that's an all-rounder. So, or I want to get better gear for this one, so I'm gonna use this one. I like that. I think that's gonna be really cool. Kitting them all out, getting all the gear, because this is a looter shooter. This is gonna be a looter shooter. They showed it off there with the legendary gun that lady got. I'm all about that, guys. I'm all about that. I love sort of, to a point, if it's stupid grinding, but I don't mind going through some mobs to get some gear. I love, getting new gear and seeing how it looks on my guy, and like see my guy sort of get better, better looking, and obviously get more powerful. I like that. It does have EXP, so you are leveling up. I'm probably certain you're going to get like different, like unlock different powers or, abilities or whatever you want to call them. That's cool. That's that whole RPG stuff. I love seeing the XP bar go up. I love that. That's why I play MMORPGs. That's why I play, games like that. I love seeing, my levels go up and seeing my character get more and more powerful. That's just something that I've always enjoyed. So that's really cool to see. Then, yeah, obviously the javelins themselves, which are essentially Iron Man suits. They are. The Ranger, which is the one we saw with the main, was the focus of everything. I'm guessing that's probably going to be the very first one you get. I don't know if we're going to get given them all. Like, I doubt it. Like, we'll probably, like, you do the quests, you get the next javelin, or you find this javelin here and you do that up and you get that one, or you win, you unlock this one, or you buy them, you earn credits and buy them in the store that's at the hub place. That's probably what will happen. But the Ranger is kind of like the basic Iron Man suit. And then the Colossus was like the Igor suit, from Iron Man. That's the sort of thing I see in it. And there was also another one when all four of them came together in the right before that storm thing. I think it was like the Sandra one that came in. She sort of had this floaty sort of energy looking one, which looked very cool. It kind of looked like a long range sort of caster type maybe, or could potentially be a support. I don't know. I didn't get a good look at the other one that came in. I think that was just another Ranger, so they might not want to show off too many of them yet. But it's like limitless how many of these they can make. They can just keep adding them in as the game goes on, stuff like that. I'm cool with that. I like mechs enough to like keep going in and buying them, so that'd be awesome. And I just loved how it's so customizable. Like, you can get, like, they're saying, like, oh, you got a mortar. It's like, yeah, like, you put the mortar on. Or, she has the rocket launcher thing. You can tailor it to whatever the way you want to play it. So, if you want to do close range combat all the time, hopefully there's swords and, like, melee weapons. I'd be all about that with the melee. Really. I love that. And then, like, if you want to be a sniper or something like that, that'd be cool. But yeah, so fully customizable stuff. I like that. I like that a lot. Then we get into like the movement, the flying. Yo, if you can fly anywhere in this world, I'm just gonna for hours be flying around, and just darting under things. See how close you can get to the ground, stuff like that. I'm sure it's not completely free. Like, you can't just fly around forever and do whatever you want, but I can dream, right? That'd be really cool. And then the sort of the transition when she dove into the water and you sort of become like Aquaman, just zipping around there. And then that reminded me instantly of an Iron Man suit. That's like the underwater Iron Man suit. Like, it's all there. So yeah, that you can just dive in underwater, and how easily you transitioned into that. Awesome. Really, really cool. Which tells me that there are going to be different environments too. Like, I'm sure this world that we're on, there's probably like a sand environment, underwater, caves, probably a whole bunch of different stuff. It's going to be cool. Then I guess, we sort of go into like the scale of everything. Apparently in earlier BioWare interviews, when they were asking like, oh, what's this new IP that you're working on? And, obviously they were never telling. They said that this game was bigger than Mass Effect Andromeda. And Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't exactly small. I think that was not one of its problems. Probably one of its problems was that it was too big. So this, like, as long as they can fill it out, that's the big thing. Do you fill it out? I don't need a big open world. I don't need I'm not someone who loves big open worlds. I love to have a little more structured, a little more smaller, where I can, I don't have a ton of like small little things that I don't really want to do around. But if they make the stuff interesting, and I'm flying around in an Iron Man suit, I'll probably be okay. And it's gonna be interesting to see if it's like seamless transitions to things. Like, that's probably one of the problems with Destiny, is that you're always in your damn ship loading into things all the time. Hopefully that changes with the Destiny 2 coming to PC. I'm all about that. But anyway, hopefully, we can move into areas that won't be an issue, and we just fly to that area. I'm sure there'll be quick travel, so that'd be cool. But yeah, so she's gonna be big. This world. Whether it's this world or multiple worlds, we don't know. I hope it's just one. I would like just one world. Keep her simple that way. just make it, you know, a big area, and then, you know, go to different parts of that world maybe. I don't know. Then obviously they started talking about the world events, like these world events where this storm shaper storms or something, I think they called them. And they all jumped into it, and apparently those transport you places. That's cool. I think that's really cool. Now, when they say world events, I don't know if that's like the world itself has these events and, you know, it's just you that experiences them, or your team experiences them. Or does this include everyone who's playing the game, like on those servers or on those things, wherever they're playing them? And like when you go into them, you know, you're fighting these like kind of like world bosses or something. I'm guessing they're just like portals that take you to another place. And it's like, as in world event, it's the world that you are in. It's an event that's happening there. But I mean, it'd be kind of cool if you go into them and there's a whole bunch of other people and you're like fighting this big boss or something. That'd be cool. But I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I think it'd just be, you know, really big bad weather that happens and it changes the world itself. I think that will probably be what will happen. It looked like it had in-game team chat. I don't know if that was just for the trailer. But if it did, that's kind of cool. I mean, a lot of people just use Discord and stuff now if you're on PC, but you know, for consoles and stuff, I think they have like PSN and Live, so I don't know what that does. I never use it. But yeah, if it has its own chat, that's pretty cool. And then obviously, yeah, like the loot's got rarity levels, you know, legendary, things like that. I think, you know, that was always the cool thing about Destiny is like, I remember one time, this was early on. This was really early on where I got this gun and I don't think many people had it at the time. And one guy comes up and goes like, "Oh my god!" Like he messaged me over the PSN or whatever, and he goes like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, how did you get that? That's so awesome!" And it's similar like in MMORPGs where you get like loot envy and stuff. Hopefully they have that. Hopefully that is a thing. And apparently there's crafting in the game too. So I don't know if that's gear for your like, you know, weapons gear for your javelin, or it's like just ammo or traps or something like that. Hopefully it's like crafting for your actual javelin. Like if you build stuff to put on your javelin, I think that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, coming out fall 2018, so it's pretty much over a year away. A long ways to go. But I mean, I want to keep up to date with it. I'll probably keep doing some videos on it when we get new stuff, new trailers, new news about it. So this is a game that I'm going to follow quite religiously, I think, because I am very excited about it. And I don't get excited about games. I'm hoping it's not going to freaking just let me down like a lot. I mean, I'm not trying to get too hyped, because if you get too hyped, it will, you know, it will never meet your expectations. It will never meet your expectations. But if you get excited, you just get excited, let it simmer a little bit. I think you'll be okay. I think I'll be okay. But yeah, so we will do some more videos on Anthem as we get new stuff up. Hopefully we get some more some more trailers, information as EA and BioWare release it. I think the time that it's coming out is quite interesting because it's like pretty much a year, like right on where Destiny 2 is going to get released. So it's going to give me basically like a year to get over Destiny 2, which will probably happen a lot sooner than that. And then, you know, I'll have Anthem sitting there, so that's not too bad. I think that's pretty good. It gets them away from Destiny enough so that when people are probably like me, that are getting burnt out on Destiny 2, like they don't really want to bother playing it anymore, it gives them something new to jump into. So I think it's probably a smart place to put it. It gives them plenty of time to work on it even more. Gives them plenty of time to show us more. And guarantee it will be all they talk about at the next E3. So E3 2018. Jeez, we're already talking about that. But yeah, so that'll be all EA talks about. It'll be their big game for the year. So yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. But yeah, Alright guys, that's it for us. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like, hit that subscribe button, hit the likes, the comments, dislike, all down there. You guys know what to do. Check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheAverageKiwiGuy. Go hit that follow button. You'll know when we go live. And also check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and all that stuff. Okay? Alright guys, I'll catch you later. Peace. Bye.